ladies and gentlemen, this is your review sheet for your chapter test on 5157. All right, real quick, we would fly through here. This is vertex form, so I know that that's -2, -5. Remember, when it's inside parentheses, take the opposite, keep this the same. So you can clearly see, here is -2, -5. B goes with number 1. So this is B. Number 2, quickest way to look at this one is to say A is -2, B is 0, C is 1. So 0, -0 over 2 times -2 is going to give you 0 for your x value. So that means your vertex for this one is 0, 1. So 0, 1 is definitely this guy. So C would be number 2. Right? And then number 3. This guy is in what we call intercept form. So P is 3, Q is 2. So 3 plus 2 divided by 2 would be 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So your x coordinate is 2.5 for your vertex. So that would leave this guy, letter A, for him. Okay, so it went BCA. Going down to your word problem. This guy's a calculator guy. You have 2 scenarios. You have to solve this in scenario 1 if you drop the object from 70 feet. So S is 70, they do tell you H is 0, which is ground level. So I'm going to subtract 70 over, and then I'm going to divide by -16. First thing gives me positive. So I want to type in the calculator 70 divided by 16 and take the square root of it. That gets rid of that square. So when we do this, okay, so I'll have, let's see, square root of 70 divided by, okay, we did 7. 70 divided by 16, which is then 2.09 seconds, okay? Note it doesn't say to round, so if you do want to write it all out, I'd totally be okay with this. Okay. Let's jump through the other one. I'll put this one in red. The second time through, second verse, it's pretty much the same as the first. It's just this time your S is going to be 140. 6 minus 140 equals -16 squared. Divide by -16, that becomes positive, so I have 140 over 16. I get rid of the square by square rooting. And we're not interested in the negative answer. Okay, we're only interested in the positive. So I'm going to do the square root this time of 140 divided by 16. And so my time here, the nearest 100, would be 2.96 seconds. And if you did round, it would be 2.95, 80, 39, 89.2. Okay, so did it double? Nope. Because 2.9 is not 2.09 times 2, or better known as 4.18. So gravity is not linear. Is our gravity. Jumping down to number 5. Okay, you've got a plate of Italian ices. You can read it as you pause it. To figure out how much you're going to make, you take the cost, how much you have to pay for Italian ice, times the number sold. This will equal your profit in this problem. Obviously, there's other factors like how much it costs to buy it. So you'd have to subtract that away in the end. For this problem, you won't have to really talk about it. So it costs $3.50. You're removing a nickel every time. So you're doing by intervals. Each 5-cent decrease, you see your sales, which were $3.20. $3.20 go up by 15 per nickel you take off. And Y was your profit. So X, number of times a nickel is removed. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to graph this guy on the graph calculator. I'm going to go y equals 3.5 minus 0.05x times 320 plus 15x. My window dimensions, all right, I'm going to go out to, I think it was 80, go scale of 10. My y max, I'll go up to 2,500 and make my scale $100. There's my parabola, okay? So to figure out what your max profit is, think about it this way. This axis, remember, is your profit. So we want the highest point on this graph that we can find, which in this case is your vertex, and it's referred to as the maximum of the curve. So I go second trace, I select maximum. I want to be on the left side of that vertex, hit enter. So that's me for a right side boundary, and there you go. Okay, so the x-coordinate you get is 24.3333342. Y, which is your max profit, is $1,564.08. Now I'm running that to the nearest dollar because that's what you'll be making. You'll make 3/100ths of a dollar. Okay, so it would round down. Back with me, I'll not get you out. So let's talk about. We have our equation. That's right here. Okay. What is your maximum weekly profit? That's right here. Now we're going to figure out, okay, how much should we charge? That's what I'm doing now. To get what we need to charge, okay, what I'm going to basically do here is plug this x value into my cost number. So this will be 3.5 minus 0.05 times 24.3332. So when I do that, we'll know how much we should charge. Okay, so clear this screen. I'm going to go 3.5, $3.50 minus 0.05 times 24.333342. So we're looking at cost per unit, which is a tiny nice. Should be $2.28. Okay? So you can explain your solution in your own way there. You have plenty with basically graph to parabola. You found the maximum. Plug that x in for cost. You can figure out how much it costs. So let's move to page 2 with the graphing problems. Okay? Kind of punch it through this quickly. This will be x equals -5 over -2, so that's 2.5. Okay? So I'm going to punch that in the calculator, get a nice T-chart for you. So what I did is I paused it and I punched in what y equals. There's your graph. So to figure out what my vertex is, I'm going to let the calculator do my math at 2.5. If you plug 2.5 in for x, you will yield an 8.25 y value. So that would be 2.5, 8.25 is right. To get the rest of my points, just go to second graph, and you can go ahead and start plotting. So 2.8, I got 1.6, mirror it up, I got 0.2, okay, and then I got 6, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be the last one I need. Dashed line, because there is no equal to. Okay, and we want to be greater than, so we're up here. And here's my parabola, there's my shading. Okay, there you go. So let's jump to number 2 here. Number 2 is what we call intercept form. P is -1, Q is +4. Remember to take the opposite when you pull it out of parentheses. We have -1 plus 4 divided by 2. That's 3 over 2, better known as 1.5 for your x value. So I'm going to pause this, I'm going to type this in again, and then we'll take a look at the graph. So I have my equation plugged in, just show you quick. There's my equation, there's my graph. So to figure out where I'm going to get my x value at 1.5, you can always plug it in. Like again, I'm going to let this calculator do the heavy lifting for me. So my vertex is at 1.5 and negative 6.25. So 1.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a quarter. There you go. To get the rest of my points, I'll go to my lovely chart here. So at 1, I'm down 6. At 0, I'm at negative 4, 2, 4. At 3, I'm at negative 4, so I have that 1, 4, 0. And my last one will probably be 5, 6. There it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm finished with that. Solid line this time, because there is an equal to. Equal to under the inequality tells me not make it dashed. As far as our shading goes, our shading here will be less than, so I'm less than this point, so I'm going to be down here. Alright, and so I'm basically water around a boat. Nope. Okay, and there you go. So let's jump down to number 10. Okay, we got a nice system here. So this is going to be x's negative 5 over 2 times negative 1. So that's positive 2.5. So again, I'm going to pause here after I get this next value. I'll get my charts up for you so you can see. So this is negative 2 over 2. So that's positive 1. That one's a nice one. So my vertex for the blue guy is going to be at 1. So this is 1 minus 2 plus 1, which is 0. So 1, 0, I can plot that a while. My next point would be 0, that would be 0, 1. If I put 3 in, I'll get 9 minus 6, which is 3 plus 4. So that would be here. The next point would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I put 4 in, I'll get 16 minus 8 plus 1. 17 minus 8 is 9. So that'll be here. So this one gets a dashed line. I'll have to plug in the other one so I get my points a little more quickly. So give me a second, I will be right back. All right, so that plugged in for you. Again, remember, if I want to find out what 2.5 is, I can do a second, trace, value, and I'll plug 2.5 in. So my vertex is at 2.5 and 6.25. Here's my vertex. Let me go back to the room so when I plot it, it won't overlap. 2.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a quarter. Okay, let me get the rest of my points now. Using this chart, 2, 6, 3, 6, 1, 4. Looks like 4, 4, 5, 0, 0, 0, 6 down 6, so 2, 4, 6, and mirror it up. So this guy is going to be dashed also. My own way here. Looks like I plotted something on good. 6, 4, I want 5. These points should be down here. So let me fix my curve as far as this one goes. Yeah, I'm up 1 too many. So quick correction here. This should be at 4, which is here. Now, I'm drawing that curve kind of here. Okay, so as far as our shading goes, where do they overlap? Well, here's my maroon. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay. This one was my maroon equation. This one was my blue one. The blue one we're above, so we'll be in this region in here. Okay, with the maroon one, we're going to be below. So they overlap in this region here. So to kind of give you a nice little representation where they overlap, that would be this lovely little spot that they share. So that's really where all your solutions are for the system. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at 11. 11, the top one I'm going to do in blue. This is a nice guy. My vertex is at 1, 1, opposite, same. Okay, if I put 0 in here, 0 negative 1 squared is 1, negative 1 and 1 makes 0. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 in. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4, so that would be negative 4 plus 1, negative 3. if I put in, let's see,